So the guy that I like told me that he doesn't like me back and doesn't think of me like that, and also doesn't want a relationship. But like that's so honest and sweet, and like I feel like I wouldn't be that honest or sweet with someone that what I feel like he's in love with me, honestly.
The issue with men nowadays is that they think they're the prize. Back in the day, men valued a woman for what she was, who she was, not what do you bring to the table. I'm a woman, that's what I bring. A lot of men just don't respect and value women, and they want to be chased, they want to be the girl in the relationship, they want to be put on a pedestal. Like, no bro, date a man if that's what you want.
He's happy. That's the part she can't process. Not sad, not bitter, not secretly scrolling Hinge at 2 a.m. pretending he's fine. Just actually, genuinely, contentedly happy. Cooking his own food, building his own thing, sleeping 8 full hours without anyone's emotional weather report to manage. She was supposed to be the prize at the end of the tunnel, and she's just now finding out the man built a different tunnel that doesn't end at her. The shock is understandable. The entitlement behind the shock is the real story.
Ever notice that the people that don't want a relationship with you still want complete access? And that access looks a lot like a relationship. They want the intimacy. They want to update you on their day. They want to check in and know that you're there. They want to hang out with you on their terms. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They want the benefits without any responsibility. They want to be able to use the excuse that you're not in a relationship to forgive any inconsistent behavior. This is why they reach out and still text you even when you're trying to move on and stick to your boundaries. They feel entitled to your time because they get so comfortable with their access. But showing up like a relationship and being in one are not the same thing. Do not settle for what resembles what you want.
One of the things that I realized a while ago, society hates to see a man who is 30 and up with no kids, no wife, and just single and happy. They hate to see you traveling the world by yourself. They hate to see you going out to eat by yourself. They hate to see you just enjoying life in general by yourself. They want to see you miserable with a fat wife, working a 9 to 5, doing the everyday, regular, degular routine. They don't want to see you living your best life, but live your best life anyways.
Happy life, no wife. Another thing I've noticed as I've gotten older is the fact that I don't have the patience for a stubborn mule. I don't have the patience for somebody to sit here and disagree with me and like be stubborn and try to fight me when I know the way I'm going is correct. I know the way that I'm going is right. I know where we are headed. I know where I'm taking us. I don't have the time to sit here and prove that my way is right. I just have to go. I only have time to execute the plan. I only have time to execute the mission. I only have the energy and the focus to execute the mission. I don't have time for anybody to sit here and fight me on my plans, my way of doing things. This is why I say happy wife, no life. And this is one of the many reasons, of course. But yeah, like if you're a man on his mission, a man on your purpose, you know, They wait at the finish line to smash the winners. So you're not really going to build with a chick today. I wouldn't waste my time doing it.
Pew Research found that 57% of single men under 30 are not currently looking for a relationship or dates. Not temporarily taking a break. Not on a journey. Not strategically unavailable to seem interesting. Just genuinely not interested in what the modern dating market is selling. And why would they be? The terms have gotten worse. The vetting process more hostile, the liability greater, and the product quality lower. You don't keep shopping at a store that overcharges for damaged goods.
You do know that some men don't commit to amazing, incredible women, not because there's anything wrong with her, not because he doesn't love her, not because she's doing something that he's turned off by, not because she's not good enough, none of it. All those stories that you play out in your head about why he didn't commit, you do know that sometimes men leave amazing women because they see how amazing they are and they see the love that that type of woman and the devotion and the providership that that woman deserves, and they don't know that they are ready in that point in their life to give it to her. And sometimes that causes them to feel some shame. And so you might get people ghosting or not clearly communicating. Doesn't make it right. I just wanted to tell you that there are other reasons besides you not being good enough, not pretty enough, not smart enough, not blah, 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 that he didn't commit. And this is why understanding the differences in masculine and feminine energy is really important. Because for women, oftentimes, if we love you deeply, we're going to do anything to make it work, right? I bet you are the same exact way. If you're my person, I'm committed. We're going to get through it. But a lot of times for men, because good, healthy men really value honoring women and integrity and being a high quality partner, they might opt out of partnership and committing to it because they are not where they want to be in their life as a man, and it has nothing to do with you. But if you're an anxious girly, you may have misinterpreted that. So I was just working with a client the other day who has gone through Soft and Secure. She's feeling amazing, very much in her empowered feminine, getting approached very often by these healthy guys. And the last guy she met last week, she's like, he never followed up, and it's so confusing because I thought we had a great connection. And I said, listen, this could have absolutely nothing to do with you. Number one, what's the point of even trying to figure it out when we don't have enough information, right? Why internalize it and make it about you? This person doesn't even know you. Second of all, did you know that good, healthy men sometimes don't commit or follow up because they see how valuable they are and they're questioning themselves and if they can handle it? Which really alleviated her internalizing and taking it personally when someone doesn't follow up or ask for the second date or all those things. I hope this is helpful. And of course, if you're experiencing this and you want some support with attracting men who do commit and can handle you and are ready for the amazing woman that you are, that's exactly the work I do in the world, is help really high achieving, successful women attract in healthy, empowered, masculine partners and co-create really healthy, thriving love. So fill out an application if you want to chat about that.
As a dating, love, and relationship coach, I meet so many women who tell me that they have found themselves in situationships and they're super not happy with the results that they're getting. Their man will not commit to them, does not want to propose, does not want to take things to the next step. Girls, this is why. You've got to stop giving him girlfriend privileges before you're his girlfriend, before there's a commitment. And you have got to stop giving wife privileges when you are not a wife. The truth is, if he already has you and he doesn't have to commit further, why would he? Men these days really struggle with commitment. And so even if they're committed to you, they still get to sort of have one foot out the door when there's not a ring on your finger. Now, I'm not saying give ultimatums because that never works, but leave your options open because, honey, he is. So many women will meet a guy and think, oh, I met a guy. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I met this one guy. He does not feel that way. He does not look at it that way. He's still dating and entertaining his options.
Now living peacefully alone is an attachment disorder. Being content without a partner is avoidant. Having a full life that doesn't have a woman-shaped hole in the center of it is somehow clinical. They pathologized male contentment because a content man doesn't need managing, and a man who doesn't need managing doesn't fit into the narrative that he's incomplete without her. The diagnosis is convenient. It serves only one person in the equation.
90% of the time when someone says they don't want a relationship, it just means that they don't want a relationship with you. And that sucks. That sucks. But they just don't want to hurt you. And it's not to say that they don't enjoy your company or everything about you. But sometimes people don't feel it. They just don't feel it. They just don't feel it. And that's something that you can't change. You can't change that. And if somebody says they don't want a relationship, you are their maybe. You are their maybe. They are unsure about you. And there's no need to be chasing somebody that's unsure about you. And I know it can be very comfortable because there's no, standards. You don't owe them anything and they don't owe you anything. But you want them to owe you something. But they won't. They'll never do it. If they say they don't want a relationship, it's because they don't want it with you. So they're going to find their person, and you're not their person.
If a man has no friends, pay attention. If a man has no friends or a very small circle, don't get it twisted. That is not a red flag. That's a man who has mastered himself. A man without friends or a very small circle is a very, very secure man. He's learned that quality matters more than quantity, and he doesn't need an audience to validate his worth. His confidence comes from inside, not from the approval of others. He's not afraid to be alone because he knows his own strength. He is very selective with his energy and who he lets.
I've been single for so long that I yearn for love, but at the same time, I'm so content on being alone. I don't know really where to start. It's like soon as somebody gets close to me, I almost start thinking like, oh shit, I have to give this person my time. I have to give this person my energy and I have to trust you with it. That's scary. And for the people that jump in and out of relationships, I do feel like you need time to yourself. You need time to self-regulate and you have something internally kind of going on, but I'm not a doctor. But me, I think I've been just so used to just doing me, being alone, that letting someone in is almost scary. Now I'm working on changing this. I do want love. I do want a wife. I do want family. But I just have to figure out how to do this in my own regards and being happy. I'm sure other people have this situation as well.
The solo man in 2025 has things the relationship-chasing man doesn't. A clean apartment that looks exactly the way he wants it. A savings rate that doesn't account for someone else's shopping habits. Weekends that belong entirely to him. An identity that wasn't compromised to make someone else comfortable. He's not lonely, he's free. And those two things look identical from the outside to someone who's never experienced the second one.
This video is for a very specific person. If you are notoriously single, like you're never in a relationship, but you're always dating. Like you're single, but there's like a revolving door where like one guy comes, another guy goes. Like you go on maybe like 1, 2, or 3 dates, but not much more past that. Like that's like the furthest along in with one single guy that you go. There is a level of fear of commitment that we don't address or talk about enough. And the way that this fear of commitment shows is actually through a self-fulfilling prophecy. So it's almost like knowing like that you manifest your reality. Like the way you perceive something is going to determine the reality of something. Like the exact thoughts and energy that you put into it is going to manifest, and you're going to see that come to life. And what the honest truth is like, yeah, you might be single, really deeply desiring a relationship. You might really want it, especially you might want to get married, you want to have kids. Like you want the highest form of commitment. You want the whole thing. But because you're so used to people coming and going and nothing making it past the first few dates, you subconsciously already check yourself out of every like guy. So even if they are technically the one to end it with you, it was still almost on your accord because of your fear of commitment that you have, thinking like nothing works out, like it's never going to work out. So that's where that self-fulfilling prophecy comes in. You sabotage yourself. So maybe you weren't like the best version of you, or maybe you like, you know, those toxic traits or things that you don't like that you do, maybe you brought them back out, or maybe you weren't that honest, or maybe you were a little too much too soon or too forward. Like there, whatever it might be that technically made them like stop talking to you, or them ending it with you, or them just like not being all that interested, was still a matter of you sabotaging yourself, even if you weren't the one who cut the cord. And it's because you just you have this fear that nothing is gonna stay long term anyway, so you just kind of like sabotage before it could ever get any further than that.
It's not all men, are we sure? Every single experience I have with a man reinforces the idea that it is all men. Everyone I know has a story about a man doing them dirty. Every one of your mamas has a story about being done dirty by a man. The older I get, the more I just think it's not worth it. It's not worth it to get married. It's not worth it to have kids with these people. Like, it's just not worth it. Living with a man, seeing a man every day, going on vacation with a man, I don't know. Maybe I'm black-pilled. I don't want to do that. I'm 27 and I am such a proud advocate for all the women that came before me that didn't have the options that I have. But as someone who has the option to not get married and have children and cohabitate with a man, the older I get, the less likely it looks like it's gonna happen. Like, and I'm proud of that. There's gonna be people in the comments saying, oh, well, enjoy your childless cat life. Thank you. I'm the first woman in my bloodline that has had that option. I don't know. Every single experience, every date that I go on, every friendship that I have with a man, it's all men. It's literally all men.
Emotionally unavailable. That's the label for a man who evaluated the current contract and declined to sign, because the emotionally available version apparently means being perpetually available for her emotional labor while suppressing his own. Commitment phobia is just women's word for a man who has enough self-awareness to know what he's walking into. The men who won't commit aren't afraid of intimacy, they're allergic to a bad deal. There's a difference.
Don't cancel me, but your future husband is not going to care about your career, your accolades, or your accomplishments. The thing he is going to care about, though, is your looks. Therefore, make sure you're investing your time and energy into what's aligned with your desires and goals.
I'm 31 years old, single, and I'm not on dating apps. And over the weekend, I had a girl ask me, well, where are you going to meet men? And I said, I'm not going anywhere to meet men, meaning I'm not leaving my house and deciding where I'm going and what I'm doing based on if I'm going to meet men there or not. However, with that being said, I then told her my list of places I go and I have gone where I've had success meeting men. So I'm going to tell you. Number one is the gym. And ladies, I hate to say this to you, you're not going to meet men in Pilates. You're going to have to either go lift weights or do some boot camp related or run clubs. That's another great one. Another great place to meet men is events, sporting events, concerts, any sort of events, even the rodeo. There are even rodeos here in New Jersey. Events, amazing. Another one, hobbies. Get into hobbies that you actually enjoy, because if you meet someone doing it, that means they like the hobby that you enjoy too. And that's an automatic connection. So like pickleball, for me, it's golf. In general, I try to avoid meeting people in nighttime settings where there's alcohol involved. I would much rather meet someone during the day where no one's drinking and we're doing healthy activities. So those are all of the places that I've had success meeting men. But ladies, for the love of God, please do not leave your house thinking to yourself, where should I go today to meet a man? No, we're leaving our house thinking to ourselves, where do I want to go today? Because that's something that I want to do and where I want to go. And you know what will happen? If you end up meeting someone there, it's just because you're doing something that you enjoy and you want to do, and you're already going to be in alignment naturally with that person.
The shock will turn into something else eventually. It always does. Right around 35, the solo life she was too busy building a career to notice suddenly feels very quiet, and the man who was too boring at 27 is coaching his kid's soccer team with a woman who thought stability was attractive, not a consolation prize. The men aren't shocked. They did the math early and planned accordingly. The surprised ones were always going to be surprised. They just didn't think it would be this soon.